the left-hand portion of the menu is really the meat and potatoes of using the admin panel. So it's organized into menu groups. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 menu groups group together similar entities. So everything you track inside your admin panel, we call it an entity. So if we start on the left, this menu group has 3 entities: suppliers, purchase orders, and supplier credits. Okay. If you click on the main name of the entity, so that's the one that's in bold and underlined and in a slightly bigger font, that's going to take you to the main list view for that entity. So if I click on the big word suppliers here, it's going to take me to the main list for suppliers. Okay, so let's click on that. And here we are, is our main list of suppliers. Obviously, this is a test list. Same for customers. That's my main list of customers. I'll explain what these colors are in a minute. If I go to items, same thing. So these are all our test items for our showcase accounts. So you can see I clicked on the main word items, and that's taken me to the main items list view. So this is what we call a list view in Pakk, obviously, for obvious reasons. Now, each entity can have alternative list views. That's the first thing you need to understand about list views. The basic list view is the one that you get when you click on the big underlined name of the entity. And underneath some of the entities, you'll see alternative list views. And these are list views that you're going to use in specific use cases when you're working with items or whatever entity it is, in this case, items, in different contexts. So, for example, you can see that for items, there are 4 alternative list views: stock availability, sales view, web store fields, and item type. So if I click on stock availability, you immediately see the difference. There's a different ordering, there's a different set of fields. And in this case, this particular view allows us to quickly look at stock availability. Hence it's called stock availability. And you can see that it's got on order, on hand, committed, back ordered. So a completely different set of fields from the basic view. Likewise, if we go to sales view, it's going to give us a different set of fields, the price, the name. And if we go to web store fields, we're going to get fields specific to the web store. So you'll use these different list views depending on what you're doing at that particular time. And typically it's the transactions that have a lot of different views. So sales orders, for example, you can see here pending commit, pending dispatch, pending invoice, pending payment, cancelled and closed. So separate list views for you to quickly go in and do what you need to do. Again, with the estimates, you've got accepted and open. It's looking at the same records. It's just showing different fields, ordering them, perhaps filtering them in different ways. Okay. So that's the main thing you need to know about the different list views. And we'll come back and sort of look at the ins and outs of a list view in a minute. But you also need to know what the 3-dot view or the root view is. So as I said, the different list views show you different fields and different filters and stuff like that. If you ever need to see everything in one list view, that's what the 3-dot view is for. So if we go back to the items view and click on the 3-dot view, this is a very big view. So it's not that comfortable to work with. So we don't often work with this. It's a very specific use case that you need to go in and for some reason you need to see all of the fields together. So you can see how wide this view is. It's really, really wide. So I wouldn't recommend using this view a lot. However, the 3-dot view is the only view that will show inactive records. So remember in Pakk, you don't delete anything. You only inactivate records. So it's like a soft delete. So you click on an inactive and it disappears from view. So it's like it's been deleted, but for reference, we prefer to leave it there. So in an item view, for example, if I go to inventory items, I will go here. And if I were to inactivate this, so click there and save it. So this is 20, let's remember this, 25 sushi, so save. Okay, back to items. And now you see it's gone. It's gone because I inactivated it. So the question is, how do I get this back? If I can't see it in a list view, how do I get it back? That's where the 3-dot view comes in. Inventory, items, 3-dot view. And now let's find 25 sushi. Was that the SKU? 25 sushi. There it is. So I managed to find it, but I had to find it via the 3-dot view. Edit, reactivate, save. And now if I go back to the basic view, it's there because I reactivated. So that's your main use of the 3-dot view. There are a few other uses as well, but that's the main time you're going to use it. So let's go into just a simple view. So let's stay in this items view and look at some of the things you can do in a list view. So list views are really, really common on a day-to-day basis. It's probably where you're going to spend most of your time inside the Pakk admin panel. Obviously, the view button here is going to take you to the detail view for that record. That's fairly obvious. You've got some pagination controls here where you can flick. So most records are 52 a page. It's going to tell you how many there are in total here. So 167 items in this case. And then you can move through one at a time, or you can jump to specific pages, or you can go right back to the beginning or right back to the end. So the pagination controls are fairly simple. They work as you would imagine. Just bear in mind that it's 52 a page. Then create new will create a new one of these entities. So in this case, a new item. You can also do that direct from the menu. So if I go inventory, you see this plus sign here next to the 3-dot view at the same level as where it says items. That is going to create a new item. It's going to take me straight to a new item creation form. Just does exactly the same as this does. Okay. Then the quick search. Almost every list view has a quick search form. So this is the very quickest way you can narrow down the items that you're looking at. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of this where we had 25 sushi. And the search field is going to tell you what field that it's searching on. Okay, so the feature of the quick search field is that it searches just on one field, because it's just a very simple way. There are obviously much more complex ways you can filter your data. But if I just want to have a quick look, so take any of the names on the list. So in this case, it searches by SKU. So we can look for 25 sushi. We just start typing in 25S. It needs 3 characters to start its search. And it will automatically get the search going. So you don't have to press this button here. It will automatically do it. And then I can clear it and I'll go back to the full list. So that is your quickest way to search through. And again, depending on what you're looking at, it's going to be a different search metric. So in this case, it's SKU. But if I was to go to customers, it's going to be by name. Right, so I can just find myself, I can just start typing in John, and it will narrow down to all the ones that start with John. So it's just that's a very useful, quick way of searching through your data.